So, what's new with you fellas?
Well, it's nice to see this asshole, since he wasn't here last time.
Big Red?
Gnome.
Oh, me. You know what? That was my former name. My new name is Go Nuts.
Go nuts.
All right. I didn't
Works
get the
for me.
direction I wanted, but I'll go back with no.
No, it's been a good week or so since the last time that you and I were together, Red. So
Oh, absolutely, buddy.
Mhm.
It's good to keep these episodes pumping out again.
yeah, it's nice.
Oh, it's good routine and everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? I just finished up with Unity for gaming engines this week, and now we're
I
starting.
thought you meant the Assassin's Creed game. I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh, I might try those out for studying wise, but no. So now we're starting with Unreal Engine 5,
Ooh.
and my God, does it look pretty! But
Yeah.
some of the PCs in that class weren't ready to handle that shit yet. And
It sounds like a jet engine.
well, here's the thing: there's like 3 seats in the front and in the back of the class, each with a computer, and all 3 PCs in the front fucking crashed. They didn't even do anything. Me and the other guy in the far back row were like, we're still doing good, yet I feel the heat coming off the PC. I'm like, this is
Right.
bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to save right quick, and then I'm going to take a 3-hour break so I don't burn this place down, sir.
Well, they're gonna swap out
Just put the PC in a cooler with some dry ice.
Well, I know, like, on our first break that we're taking for a week, they're gonna swap out the cooling in those PCs while we're away.
Nice.
So, like, for 2 hours of the day, we ended up just playing Left 4 Dead 2 co-op in the class. That shit was hysterical.
Those games are fun.
Oh, they're so much fun. Like, I know a lot of people will shit on, like, Back 4 Blood and Anacrusis, but, like, I miss that 4-player co-op experience.
Yeah.
Back 4 Blood just doesn't scratch the itch the way Left 4 Dead 2 did. The gore isn't there. I don't like how they recycled some of the maps repeatedly.
To me, like, they had it set up good. It's the final execution in the end that might have hit it. You know?
I love the card system. The card system is really cool.
Yeah, so, like, Captain, it's like each part of the missions that you go through in the story mode, you get, like, these card systems that are, like, for your stats, and you're able to, like, add cards to your player for each round that you go ahead with.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. It's a good balanced system. It works. Fuck those ogres, though. Fuck no. The first time I saw one of the things, like, there's these zombies called ogres, Captain, and they're about, like, 50, 60 feet tall hulks that emerge from the ground out of nowhere, and you always bring them down to half of their life bar, and then all of a sudden they will burrow underneath and reappear later in the map, where it's like, oh, I'm back, bitches. I'm like, I don't like this shit. Leave me alone.
It's the big guys, right? I haven't played that game in a hot minute.
Mm.
And have they added anything
big
new?
Boys.
I did score it on Humble Bundle that was on sale recently. It was a 4-player co-op sale. Came with, like, was it Vermintide 2, Anacrusis, what was it? Zombie Army Trilogy and Zombie Army 4. It came with, and all I had to pay was like $24.
Nice.
So
that's Canadian, folks.
Mm-hmm. And I was so damn happy. I was like, our economy sucks, our dollar sucks, but I can still get a damn good fucking deal.
$15 American?
I think that's $5 American.
No, it's not that much of a discrepancy.
Oh, like, I know.
I'm insulting his currency.
Oh, okay.
He's done this
realistically, I think it's about 15 American.
I would say like 8, maybe
like $12.
Let's do a little conversion.
Yeah, just go $24 Canadian to American.
I mean, I was recently doing a decent bit of business with a.
By God, I was off by 0.05.
What?
What? $5?
It's not 19. 17.95.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that shit hurts.
So I was pretty close with my first guess at 15.
Very absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's say I recently was doing a lot of business with a Canadian store in Toronto. So I got fairly acclimated to the exchange rate there.
Yeah. But I can imagine, like, for you guys being in the States, if you were to order anything from Canada, you guys would get a hell of a fucking deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah, something that was $50 Canadian cost me like $36. So.
Oh, God, I wish.
I can't imagine Canada having anything that I want that I can't just get here in the U.S. though.
I mean, I will be honest. Syrup is where we got it better, but that's it. Because anything, whether it came for like figures to clothing that I can't fucking find here in the States, especially in the States, I wish. In Canada, in my size and price,
neighbor of the States.
Yeah. But go to California. I'm like, fuck me, dude. It's like I couldn't get half of this shit. I found out that when I was in California, the Marvel Legends figures I got there weren't even going to be released in Canada for 3 more months.
Excuse me.
And I was like, well, all right, cool. I'm getting it cheaper. I'm getting it before the rest of them bitches.
Speaking of bitches,
America, I'm coming back. Don't worry. I'll try to scrounge the money, but I'm definitely leaving with more shit.
Speaking of bitches. Welcome to the BPGN podcast. I'm here with my 2 co-hosts. We got Big Red.
What's up, everybody? Good to see you again.
And Major Who.
Captain. Who.
Colonel. Whatever.
Oh boy, we're flying with this one.
He's flying too close to the sun, guys. He has the reins. Yeah. So we're each brought in some 3 topics today. You've probably watched the show at this point.
Thank you, Goblin. That's amazing.
Nice.
I prefer Elf. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Crotch Goblin? Was that what we were talking? Cock Goblin, right?
Cock Goblin.
Yeah, Cock Goblin.
There you go.
Gnome has a lot of experience with the Cock Goblin.
You know what they used to call me in high school?
Cock Goblin?
Close. Peter Puffer, but that's close.
Oh my god.
Okay. Lovely.
So, Captain, what is on your mind for topics this time around?
So, it's a wonderful time to be a pro wrestling fan. Really, for the first time since the late 90s, pro wrestling is kind of back in the zeitgeist. It's never going to be like it was back then. It's never going to be the cultural phenomenon that it was in the late 90s, early aughts. But we're about as close as we've ever been. We have 2 major companies in the United States. We have WWE, which, regardless of the fact that Vince is back, which is a whole separate, we could do a 3-hour episode on how shitty of a person Vince McMahon is.
If you guys want that episode, comment down below.
Yeah. But Triple H is still running creative. And if Vince is not there, the show is good. Like, the Raw after WrestleMania was garbage because Vince was there and he was sitting in Gorilla, which Gorilla, for everyone who's not a pro wrestling fan, there's going to be a lot of this terminology. He's sitting in Gorilla. Gorilla is the station right behind the curtains at the entranceway.
Oh, okay.
And it's named after the Hall of Famer Gorilla Monsoon, who, regardless of his place on the card, would stand in that position and watch every match.
Wow.
So now they have the Gorilla set up, which is where you have your monitors. That's where the people running the show sit with headsets on so they can communicate with refs and commentators.
I assume the cameramen too, right?
Yes. Well, the cameraman, that's a separate truck. That's fucking Bucky Beaver looking motherfucker Kevin Dunn. I hate his camera work for WWE. I'll explain. Now, gorilla is called that across all wrestling promotions now. That's just the standardized term. But
okay.
Anyway, WWE's been on a fucking hot streak. I feel like there were some major misses at WrestleMania. It was a 2-night event. Night 1, fucking banger from top to bottom. Night 2, shit the bed really fucking hard. The main event was Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Roman had been champion for nearly 1,000 days.
Cody won?
Roman won.
Oh, shit.
And he shouldn't have. Ugh. Like, they had built it. It was Cody's moment. It was Cody was going to win the belt. His father, Dusty Rhodes, never did. He was going to win the WWE Championship, and he fucking lost. And I was pissed. I was so mad. I was sitting back here watching it on the TV, and it ended, and I was just like, God damn it.
Oh.
And my wife from the other room was just like, what? And I was like, fucking Roman Reigns. Like, it's the same bullshit Super Cena shit they did to us in the mid to late aughts. Like, LOL, Cena wins. Oh. Like, it doesn't matter. Cena's going to win. Now it's the same thing. Roman's going to win, regardless. To the point, Roman holds the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship, right? And they've consolidated them now, and it's the World Universal whatever. They had to introduce a new belt, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which they're still deciding who's going to be the guy who wins it.
Right.
But Roman held both belts hostage for so long that they had to introduce a new belt. So there could be a proper world champion who actually defends the titles more than 3 times a year.
Holy fuck.
Even regardless of all of that, WWE's been on a hot streak. But AEW, All Elite Wrestling, is less than 5 years old.
And they are a tour de force, man.
They announced their first United Kingdom show. Going back, they have the rights now that Tony bought Ring of Honor, for All In. Which All In was a pay-per-view put on by Ring of Honor that was the predecessor to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like, All In was kind of the proof that a second company could exist.
Oh, shit.
And it was put on by the Elite, which is the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, at the time Cody Rhodes. Like, they were the ones who really put that together with Ring of Honor. It was an amazing show, a few misses, but a good show. And so AEW's kind of WrestleMania right now is All Out, right? So they were All In for the Ring of Honor one. Now it's All Out. But now Tony Khan, who owns AEW, bought Ring of Honor. So now he has All In. And they are doing All In the United Kingdom at Wembley fucking Stadium.
Oh, that's a big ass stage. Holy shit.
That's a huge arena. WWE has not run that arena since 1993.
Damn, fucking 20
where they
years
ran a
already.
SummerSlam. And it's even a completely different arena now. Like, it's been demolished and rebuilt. For boxing, Wembley holds 93,000 people.
Holy shit.
For a boxing, which they don't have a big stage and production. No. And, it's just dudes walk out and
there's
punch
a big ass ring in the middle, but like.
Exactly. But other than that, yeah, you don't have like the big Titantron and all that.
The Jumbotron, but like up top, that takes up no space.
So
go ahead, sorry.
So AEW announced they were doing Wembley. They did they announced it several weeks in advance before tickets were going to go on like the pre-sale.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were going to open up the generals. So all the naysayers online are like, AEW's in the dumpster. They're if they move 40,000 tickets, they'll be lucky.
They're going to sell the fuck out.
Before it went to general sale, they had sold over 70,000 tickets.
Ah, damn.
Good shit. Damn.
They have not announced a single match.
It's just, hey, AEW's in our neck of the woods. We gotta go.
AEW is playing at fucking Wembley, and 70,000 plus people have bought tickets.
Damn.
I think, is it like the capacity for like a rock show at Wembley? Usually like 75,000 typically.
Depends on the stage. I know. I read that. I think it was Adele was like the max capacity they've had for the new Wembley, and that was 94,000 or maybe 97,000, somewhere in that range.
Is this the stadium that what was it? The Foo Fighters had that concert for Taylor Hawkins when he passed? They put on a big fucking thing where a bunch of bands showed up.
I think when did they rebuild that stage? Because I know they played at Wembley before in like 2007, 2008.
No, I think it was before that. I think Wembley was destroyed in the late 90s, early aughts, and rebuilt.
Okay.
Because I know
I could be wrong on that. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I often am.
Because I know like they played center stage
when
they played Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
So you could probably get more people in that way rather than blocking off like a huge portion just for the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the seating chart they released they're essentially going back to like the Attitude Era right before kind of thing when they would run Madison Square Garden for Royal Rumbles, where there really isn't a stage. It's just an entranceway out of the back.
Okay.
And that way they can maximize the number of seats available. I think they're going for a full sellout.
They're kind of going for like that curtain off in the far corner kind of entrance like they did way back when.
Yeah, they're going old school with it, and I think that's smart. Especially if you want to pack as many seats, as many asses into seats as you can get. I mean, if they sell 90,000 fucking tickets for this, which again, we're talking less than 20,000 tickets without a match announced.
That's
so they announced CM Punk is back. They announce, anything and everything like that. They're going to sell that out, and that will make them the most successful like ticket seller. Like that's going to beat every WrestleMania.
Oh, no shit, especially like you said for like a wrestling organization barely at 5 years.
Around, yeah, that's in its diapers still, like
that's fucking impressive right there. Like McMahon's probably changing his fucking diaper as we speak. Be like, I'm in hot water, guys.
Because he's a cartoonish Disney villain now with the pencil mustache
and the fucking black hair and eyebrows. Like, what the fuck?
Have you not seen the pictures of him, Gnome?
That is
I'll look it up real quick.
He got fillers in his face and he dyed his hair black and he grew a little pencil mustache. Wait, he's like the bizarro version of Walt Disney.
Yes. Oh my god.
What'd you say his name was? I don't know why.
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon. I don't know why. You just said it and immediately for some reason went to the guy that was in that one show.
I will say though,
I've never credited you with an overabundance of intelligence.
I know. Well, I mean, I can kind of see why he would dye his hair a little bit.
On the WWE side, though, I will say like Rhea Ripley's fucking killing it.
Dude, she's so good.
Like fuck.
She's better than.
You know what he looks like? Remember, what was his name? He was an Iron Man's dad.
Oh, Howard Stark?
He looks like a comically made Howard Stark.
I still say, anyways. Bizarro Walt Disney.
I like that better. That's like the Walt Disney you didn't want.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't want the one we got either.
No shit.
I like when Family Guy makes fun of him and like pull him out of the cryo chamber and he's like, "Are the still here?"
Yeah, no kidding.
And they're like, "Oh shit, no. Freeze him again."
But yeah, Rhea Ripley's fucking killing it, though. And didn't she win like at WrestleMania for
she won the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, rightfully so too.
Banger of a match against Charlotte. That was night one. That was a damned good match. Those women fucking rocked it.
What was that one show with like the cartoons that would race? It was kind of like the original Gumball 3000 or whatever.
Oh, Wacky Racers from Hanna-Barbera? Are you talking about?
Yeah, he looks like one of the villains from Hanna.
He
that
does
show.
too. I forget the driver's name, but I know his dog's name was Muttley.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I can't.
I posted it in chat. Does he or does he not look like that guy?
He just looks like a ghoul.
Fuck yeah, no, that look, don't know. That
I'm sure that Red's got it up on the screen for all of you video viewers.
I will definitely be throwing it up.
Tell us what you think of Vince in the comments of this ghoulish.
Like he should have kept some salt in that pepper.
It's what's the episode of It's Always Sunny, the Frank's Little Beauties.
Yes,
where he goes to the fucking Undertaker to, not the Undertaker wrestler, but the Undertaker to like do his makeup after he smashes his nose, and he's like, "Do I look suspicious?" And he's like, "You look grotesque."
We should sing a song. We don't diddle kids.
No one younger than a daughter.
I'm trying to remember the fucking mixture that he did for like the hair dyeing and shit. I know it had to have been oil, motor oil of some sort.
Oh, that's the one where he dyes Giuliani's hair.
I fucking love that
classic. Oh, so good.
They're coming back with a new season though.
Yeah. Very soon.
Is that one guy still in it?
The whole cast is there.
Okay, because I know like one of them, like I'm not sure if he stepped away from
Dennis,
just writing.
Dennis left like for 2 episodes and then he came back.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Because like that, I can't think of the actors. Glenn Howerton.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he made like did some other projects as well.
Yeah. He filmed a film. He did a movie and some other stuff. But yeah, no, he's back. He's full time.
Good shit.
What were we saying, Brad, about WB?
Yeah, with Rhea Ripley, like again, she's just been fucking killing it.
Well, and the Judgment Day as a faction that she's a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Judgment Day started, Edge created the Judgment Day, and it was him and Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing like the Spooky Boy. It was supposed to be kind of a successor to the Ministry of Darkness that the Undertaker did in like the early aughts.
Yeah.
Where they were like a supernatural kind of group. And then Rhea, I always mix them up. But she joined. And then Edge cut his hair, and I think it's kind of like Samson in the Bible, that his power lies in his hair. He cut his hair off, and then they kicked him the fuck out. It was his group, and they kicked him out. And then Finn became the new leader, which, yes, love me some Finn Balor. And then they added Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio's kid.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio's kid. And at first, I was like, Dominic is nothing. He's a milquetoast imitation of his father. Like, you know,
he's the white bread version of his dad.
He's just boring. Yeah.
No.
But now Dominic is the most hated heel in pro wrestling, and I am here for it. I think that's fucking incredible. This dude cannot even do a promo. He can't do a promo because he says a word and the crowd is booing so loud that he can't say anything. It's pure heat, and that you cannot manufacture that. That is organic heat. And god damn it, it's so fucking good. Because they did a bit where he like confronted Rey at his home with Rhea and got arrested.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And then he comes out from being arrested and he's got a teardrop tattoo and talking about doing hard time.
Oh my god.
And then he starts cutting his hair like Eddie Guerrero had his hair and starts referring to Rhea as mommy.
Yeah.
And doing like the China thing, like when Eddie and China were a thing in the Attitude post. And it is fucking phenomenal.
Oh.
It's the best.
I have not seen a whole lot of it just because I haven't watched a whole lot of wrestling the last few years, but I've seen highlights of the shit this fucker's doing, like being a good heel as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because he was egging on Ray to fight him, and I think what really got me go, oh damn, shit's getting crazy, is when him and Rhea pulled up to like some store for like WrestleMania and went to the Rey Mysterio section and just started trashing the shit, spray painting it and everything. It's like, damn, okay.
Well, I
Does
mean,
Ray still wrestle?
Oh yeah, Rey Mysterio's still going.
Ray and Dom wrestled at Mania.
Oh.
Where Dom came out wearing a mask that he had stolen from Ray and ripped it during his entrance. Ray went over, which I don't think was the right move, but
I do like his.
It was over. Also, I mean, he won. Sorry to clarify my wrestling terminology.
I do like it that because I saw his entrance and and it was a nice, good, tribute to Eddie Guerrero coming out in like the whole lowrider with Snoop Dogg riding shotgun and everything. I was like, yeah,
Snoop.
Oh,
Snoop was so good this Mania.
Oh man.
There was a moment where in night 2, and it really was the only thing that kind of redeemed night 2, is night 1 he had set up a match with The Miz, who was the co-host with Snoop for WrestleMania, with Pat McAfee, who's a football star in America.
Okay. Oh yeah, he has his own podcast and everything.
Yes, and Pat also wrestles for WWE on occasion, and was a commentator on SmackDown for a period of time. So they bring back out Pat. Pat squashes Miz, and then the night 2, Snoop is like, "I'm gonna do another match," and fucking Miz is like, "You can't do that. You don't have that power." And Snoop's like, "I'm motherfucking Snoop Dogg. Like, I'll do whatever the fuck I want." And brings out Shane McMahon, Vince's son.
Oh.
And within 15 seconds of the match, Shane blows out his knee.
Oh god.
And so then they're trying to salvage what's going on. Snoop gets in the ring and fucking right hooks Miz. And then hooks him again, and then hits the people's elbow on him and pins him. Snoop has a win at WrestleMania.
Good fucking shit. My god.
All improv, like all on the fly. Fuck, Shane's hurt. How do we salvage this? And Snoop's just like, I'm gonna punch this motherfucker.
Set your alarm clocks, fucker.
At this point, he beat the game super early in his life. Now he's just doing a bunch of side quests.
He wants to do whatever he wants, and it's great. I love that. Speaking of celebrities and even rappers, Bad Bunny just wrestled at Backlash, which they did in Puerto Rico, which is where Bad Bunny is from.
Okay.
If you all are not familiar with Bad Bunny, because I really wasn't until he showed up in wrestling, but I'm also not very attuned to modern music.
Same.
Bad Bunny is the top performing artist in the world today.
Yeah,
he's been the most listened to artist on Spotify for 2 years in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard any of his songs, but like for the folks at home, a lot of girls on their Tinder profiles mention Bad Bunny somewhere, and I'm starting to think. Well, for the longest time, I thought it was a woman. Found out it was a man.
Yeah,
blew my mind.
But he did what they called a San Juan street fight against Damian Priest of the Judgment Day, which those two had previously tagged together in a match before, and it was incredible. Bunny took bumps. I don't know. A bump. I feel like that's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Took bumps that he shouldn't have done. Like, dude, you're worth a lot of money. Why are you doing this? Because he loves it. Yeah. He loves pro wrestling, and he wants to be involved.
That's good shit. A question I got for you, like, because out of all of us, you're the most devoted to wrestling. Yes. How do you feel like Logan Paul is slowly becoming a star in that? Like, I personally despise the Pauls altogether. So.
Yeah. I'm the same. I really do not like them as people or the content that they created on Vine and YouTube and
yeah.
But I will say that Logan Paul is a phenomenal talent.
Really?
That dude can fucking go in the ring. It's nuts. Like, it's like Bad Bunny can do shit, and he got jacked, and he definitely did the training. But Logan Paul is just a natural fucking athlete, and this dude is pulling off moves that seasoned veterans would be struggling.
Damn.
Like, he is an impressive talent, and as long as he's only wrestling like 4 times a year, he's kind of he's the special attraction. Yeah, I mean, he puts on good matches. As much as they fucking hate it, his matches are fucking good.
Okay.
I will like to throw in my 2 cents about like the Paul brothers. At least like Logan has kind of stepped away from the boxing thing in my eyes, because like him doing boxing was kind of an insult to the sport.
Yeah.
But what's more insulting is his brother to the sport of boxing.
He's just an insult altogether.
Yeah, but particularly to the boxing world, because he's like, I'm a professional boxer now. He fought one in his prime boxer, or like not even in his prime, like still very young, and got mollywopped. The dude fucking mopped him. He lost. It went to decision. The dude only lost 1 round, and the only reason why he lost 1 round, it was Tommy Fury, which I think is related to Tyson Fury, which is a bad motherfucker in the boxing world. Tommy only lost 1 round, and that was because he slipped, and so he got so not Logan,
Jake
Paul got that 1 round, but other than that, he was just getting absolutely mollywopped, because the only people he's ever really fought are fighters that are no longer in their prime and washed up old athletes and YouTubers.
Yeah. It's kind of like with all that, I think like even what like iDubbbz has been doing with like the creator clash.
Yeah.
Yeah, like him and his wife, they created the YouTube creator clash, where they're trying to give more respect back to the sport. And like they get people within YouTube, but they all get the proper training, no bullshit or anything, and it's all about respect in the end. No one's doing this like dramatic BS that you would see on latest boxing promos and whatnot.
I do like when they do shit talk, like Chael Sonnen. He's my favorite shit talker.
Oh yeah,
UFC.
Well, yeah, but that's like a big difference from what you've seen from like the Paul brothers and that shit. Like, yeah. When I think the one I was rooting for, not only just because he's Canadian, I was rooting for fucking Harley Morgenstein. Yeah. That guy's a fucking tree, dude. Like, damn.
Yeah, the guy he fought this time around was just genuinely an actual like all around been an athlete. I think he was like a former wrestler. I forget what they call him though.
I haven't watched it yet, but I do plan on watching it. But with the time left on Captain's topic, wow, I drew a blank. Anything else you'd like to cover on your topics there, pal?
I mean, I know that like I said, Wembley's coming up. AEW also this coming Wednesday will be announcing their new TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery, last TV deal, well, the first deal they did, which was for Dynamite, was several $1 million. And then they renewed that deal just before the pandemic and expanded it, which, I mean, if that hadn't happened, AEW might not be here today.
Wow. That's calling it close.
Yeah. And so now it's time to renegotiate. And so the rumor is that AEW is coming to HBO Max, which is about to just be Max.
Okay. I think they've changed it like so many times in such a short amount of time.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be called Max, but presumably AEW is coming to the service, including the back catalog, which fuck yeah, there's so many matches I want to rewatch. But also the rumor is that All In Wembley, because it's only a week before All Out in Chicago at the United Center, is not going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be on HBO Max.
Oh, wow.
That's fucking dope.
Which that would be incredible. But also, Warner Brothers Discovery, so far, AEW has 2 hours of Dynamite on Wednesdays, plus a 1 hour AEW All Access reality show that airs after Dynamite. On Friday, they have 1 hour of Rampage. On Saturdays, their new show, Collision, is about to debut, which is going to be 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And AEW just stopped their YouTube shows, which were Dark and Dark Elevation. And the reasoning behind that is Warner Brothers wants all AEW content on their channel. So no more YouTube of wrestling, which I liked Dark and Dark Elevation, especially since Dark was more or less a podcast with Excalibur and Taz, the commentators, with some occasional wrestling thrown in.
Nice.
I liked that a lot. But moving forward, the rumor is it is a $1 billion deal.
Jesus.
Holy that Warner Brothers Discovery is going to pay AEW $1 billion.
That is.
To have exclusive rights.
They should still put some stuff on YouTube, though. Just
well, they'll do like the clips,
the
and
highlights
stuff like
and
that.
Stuff, probably, yeah.
They'll still be doing that. And there's a talk show, Hey EW, hosted by RJ City every Sunday on YouTube that has AEW people on it. Like, there'll still be YouTube content, but no wrestling.
Okay.
I mean, if you're able to at least see like the highlights and that's like, that's good to.
And AEW's always been good about putting up the highlights fairly instantaneously. Like they're a fairly modern organization that knows social media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. I'm just worried about like Warner Brothers like kind of stepping in and extinguishing that because they're like, no, this is our property now.
I think that like highlight clips and stuff are still going to be a thing. But I think it's incredible that less than 5 years after they were formed, they've got $1 billion fucking TV deal.
That is just
like
mind-boggling.
I mean, since WCW folded in 2001, we've never had a proper second option to WWE. I mean, there's always been Ring of Honor or Impact, or if you go overseas, New Japan, but none of them have ever been nearly at a competitive level with WWE.
It's kind of like the NHL or like the NFL, absolutely just dominating, football, and then the NHL has all the different types of leagues and shit.
Yeah,
off of just with that hockey. So yeah, that's probably would be my comparison to that.
Yeah. I mean, as a wrestling fan, I'm eating good.
Oh, no kidding.
There is no shortage, especially now that Tony Khan also owns Ring of Honor. So Ring of Honor is back up and running. They record at Universal Studios. They do paid tickets now, so it's actually people who want to see the wrestling and not just park goers who are looking to sit down for 2 hours.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You feel dumb now because you were just there.
Well, no, like I'm in 2025. We're planning on going to Florida to Disney World and shit like that too. And but if I have the opportunity at the Universal there, fucking rights, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean that's where they record in Orlando. So
oh damn.
No. I mean AEW is based out of Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars are also owned by Tony Khan. And during the pandemic, Daly's Place, which is a little outdoor amphitheater that's attached to the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium, was the home of AEW.
Oh, holy shit.
Like every single show during the pandemic came out of Daly's Place.
Can we bring back the XFL? Can they get a second chance?
It's back. The Rock owns it.
Yeah,
The Rock.
Yeah, Dwayne The Rock Johnson bought it a couple years back.
Good shit.
Yeah, they've already had they just did a full season.
Oh, damn. I didn't see any marketing for it.
Neither did I.
Yeah. I really, other than following The Rock on Twitter, I didn't
yeah, like
see anything either. But
that's just kind of weird because I remember like when the XFL first announced, like, guess what's coming? You would see it like ever so often on like social media and shit.
yeah,
But like this time around, under the radar.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I'll have to see if I can find some episodes.
Apparently, it was a successful season for them. So,
what was it? Yeah, wrestling altogether. Like it seems like it's making a big fucking comeback. Like
it's as big as it's been since the Attitude Era.
Fuck.
If they could find like a way to find a modern Macho Man Randy Savage, I think it would go to new heights.
The thing is, there's like wrestling's never going to be as big as it was back then because there's just too many options now.
Yeah,
like there's too many streaming services, there's too many channels, there's too much social media. It's the same reason that like the series finale of MASH had like 60 million viewers. No one's ever going to top that because back then there was fucking 5 channels. So everyone was watching it because they had to, because there wasn't an option.
Yeah.
Now there's options. If you don't watch wrestling live, you can watch it after the fact. Or, you can subscribe to Honor Club or New Japan World or any of these, WWE Network, which is now on Peacock. Like, there's all these different ways to consume your content. So there's never going to be something that gets into the pop cultural zeitgeist as much as it was able to back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That said, we are as close to that as we can be right now.
Right.
And it's a hell of a time to be a pro wrestling fan. If you're on the fence about pro wrestling, give it a shot. As John Oliver says on his show, pro wrestling is better than the things you like. There's storytelling, there's athleticism. It's a soap opera where people body slam each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
It gets goofy. Like Orange Cassidy is one of my very favorite fucking wrestlers, and his whole gimmick is he's lazy.
I think I remember seeing a match of him, and he had his hands in his fucking pockets the entire time, and just kept like bouncing around the fucking ropes. There you go. I
have a action figure of Orange. Orange definitely wrestles with his hands in his pockets. He does really lazy kicks to his opponents that the crowd sells like death. Like he barely taps his opponent's shin, and the crowd's just like, oh. And the commentators build into it, and they're like, that man has a family. Like he wrestles. He can do a kip up, which is going from being on your back to being on your feet.
Oh, okay.
Takes an intense amount of core strength. He can do a kip up with his hands in his pockets.
I didn't even know that had a name. I know the move.
I never knew the name for it.
Yeah, me neither. But holy shit.
Kip up. Fuck. Yeah, Orange is amazing. He is actually, I think he's had more defenses as a champion for AEW than anyone previously. I think he's at 21 defenses of his international championship.
Damn. Well, shit. I'm glad wrestling is where it's at now.
Shows a video game that I would love to see at a show adaptation. All right, gentlemen, ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Splinter Cell.
Oh,
that's been a bit since I played that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was giving it some thought, and you know who I'd want to play Sam Fisher?
Who?
Michael Ironside.
In the live action, in my head, he would make a great live action boy. Not Ironside. He's a little too old for that, especially after he battled cancer. I was gonna go with Mark Wahlberg.
Boo.
Yeah, hard pass for me, buddy.
Did you not watch him in Pain and Gain?
I tried not to watch him in anything.
Yeah,
that was a great movie.
The last thing I saw him in was like Ted.
That's a Seth MacFarlane film. Count me out.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you. The Orville is amazing.
Yeah. Never heard of it.
Orville's pretty good.
It's Seth's version of Star Trek, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
I tried watching what show was it? What movie? What did it that came out like 9 years ago or 10 years ago? 1,000 Ways to Die in the West.
That movie's great.
That's hysterical.
I didn't enjoy it.
It was good, man.
That was also when HBO Max was on.
Your
like
taste in comedy is pedestrian at best.
I love Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles is fucking hysterical. No way would it fly today, but yes, it was fucking hysterical.
I mean, they did make it fly today. It was called Django Unchained, and that movie is a masterpiece.
Yeah, fuck, I didn't even thought of that. But okay, so your main topic is video games that you like to see made into TV shows.
And the reason why I thought of that is because I also wanted to see a Twisted Metal series. Of course, it's not like Black, but beggars can't be choosers. I'll take whatever they throw at me as long as it's good.
Like we said in the last episode, like I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah.
For show, like for games to be made into a TV show, I'd like to see BioShock.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I would like to see that become, but like, don't fucking go into Columbia. Stick just to Rapture. I want it to take place like, like the before and then after the aftermath of like what like how much of a dystopian paradise Andrew Ryan made this place to be.
Right.
And then like afterwards, like how much of this like horrific apocalyptic monstrosity this place has become.
I would love to see it do like, where it started and then the build up to the end. And then the next season is BioShock 2.
Yeah, well, yeah, because those could tie in easily.
I would actually, I would probably do it like season 1, kind of like what Red's talking about, like before the fall.
Yeah.
And then season 2, I would start with the plane crash.
Ooh. Yes, that works. Because, like, what was it? In like the actual games, when it came to BioShock Infinite, they had DLCs that took place in Rapture, like, before it all went down to shit. Yeah. So, you know what? Give me that era. Because, like, a lot of people love watching these, like, dystopian, 1950s, 60s era kind of things. It's even just as popular in games. Like, you got the Fallout series, which Amazon Prime's making a show off Fallout. And I think there's enough material there for them to work with to be a good show.
I just hope they really stick to the game and they don't go all willy-nilly whatever we feel like with it.
Yeah. Oh, here's hoping for it.
Yeah.
What you got there, Captain?
I think a limited series of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I'm in for that. Well, because like shit, you got that show on Paramount, Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of good things about it.
I've watched a couple clips from that, and it's like my folks, they're huge fans of the show. They told me it's like Sons of Anarchy, but it's cowboys on a ranch, and it's very much so from time to time, from what I've seen for clips.
What I think would be really good is if they did the build up of like the prequel of Red Dead Redemption 2. If like they talk about everything, I'd like to see that on film.
Yeah. I think Red Dead 2 has one of the best stories of any game I've ever played. I think the characterization of every character, but Arthur in particular, would be our protagonist, and that I really feel like it would be the Red Dead Redemption. Because I've seen people that have played that game that play like a negative honor Arthur, and hey, it's your game, do what you want.
Yeah.
But that's not the way to play it.
No, it's
like your Arthur is supposed to start as an asshole.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the game, he's a good man.
You start off with bad karma, and then you finish with high karma.
Agreed. Exactly.
Agreed.
That's how that game works. or is supposed to. But the story of it, the relationships and the characters developed, like it's something truly special.
Yes.
And I think like an HBO or someone like that could give it the budget that it needs.
Oh, easily.
I'm thinking 10 episodes, maybe 12.
What about, like, who do you think could play Arthur Morgan?
I mean, if we're not getting Roger Clark, who
voiced him,
played him in the game, because it was full motion acted. Like,
yeah.
He wasn't just in a studio booth. He was actually playing the character.
Oh, damn.
But if we couldn't get Arthur Clark or Morgan Clark,
I got one.
I mean, most of the ones that I would say, unfortunately, are a little too old. Like, Arthur is supposed to be late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
I thought he was older than that because he did mention having a kid that was like in his teens when he died.
I don't think he was in his teens.
Oh.
I'm not.
Or he would have been in his teens or something.
I'm not 100%.
Also, can you not floss while we're recording?
Sorry, I felt something in my teeth.
Oh, classy.
Yeah.
Very classy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure on his age, but I'm going based on looks. Because, like, when you look at Arthur Morgan, like, very fucking sharp jawline and everything, I'm thinking Anson Mount.
Unless you made him fat.
Anson fucking Mount, I think, could do Arthur Morgan.
Anson Mount can do me.
I need an adult that pays property taxes.
Anson would be a good choice for that. I mean, Hell on Wheels. He's shown that he can do the Western style.
What else was he in? I've seen Hell on Wheels, but I can't picture.
Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
He was also Black Bolt for the Inhumans.
That's true.
Yep.
I don't know.
If you see the face, you look it up on Google. Guaranteed, you've fucking seen him in something before.
All right, I probably.
Yeah. And I got to meet him in March.
You did too.
Oh, that.
I didn't get my picture with him because he wanted like $80. But
did you tell him to suck a fart?
No, I told him I loved his performance as Captain Pike.
Ah.
But $80 is not worth taking a picture with you fucking dickhead.
Yeah, it was a little steep.
Like $10 at most.
No, I mean at a con.
I mean, if
30 to $50 is pretty normal.
That sounds more fair than like 80 to 100. I'm like, it's a fucking photo, dude. Like, come on.
Right. Unless you're signing it and you're fucking mushroom stamping the picture, I'm not paying $80.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even doing table selfies. Like, you had to do the photo op.
Since we did the casting for Arthur, like, I'm sorry, I kind of want to dig more at this casting.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
So we got Arthur Morgan, Anson Mount. You've heard it from us. Anson Mount, you're fucking Arthur Morgan. Now,
what about me? I didn't get to say mine.
Well, that's my dream.
The guy from Sons of Anarchy, the main guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, Jax, fucking, yeah, he wouldn't do too bad.
That or Alexander Skarsgård.
You know, Skarsgård had crossed my mind as well. So we are on the same wavelength there.
I mean, I did love him in Generation Kill.
I like him as Eric in True Blood.
He was also really good in War on Everyone with the guy from the Mexican guy from Ant-Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
The dude is like chiseled from the hands of God himself.
I know he was up for the part of Thor.
Oh.
And didn't get it. And I was like, well, he'll just continue to be Thor in real life.
They're like, you look too close to the real thing. We're gonna have to dumb it down a little bit.
So, since we got the casting for Arthur Morgan, let's flip the script. Who we getting as I forgot his name already.
Dutch?
Not Dutch.
John?
The protagonist, greasy handlebar mustache. He tears apart the whole fucking gang and everything. He sold out
Williamson. Or not Williamson.
Oh, Micah.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, Micah Bell. Who are we getting for Micah Bell?
The guy who plays Rickety Cricket. It's Always Sunny.
He's got to gain weight for that role. And he's got to be taller.
I mean, Micah was pretty fucking scrawny.
Micah?
Yeah, Micah Bell.
I think
also the guy who plays Micah or in the game, like, he looks remarkably like him.
I'd say probably even just cast him, because I've seen photos of the voice actor for Micah.
Yeah, Peter Blomquist, and he looks a lot the fuck like Micah.
Yeah,
and really, I don't think anyone can do the
listen to your cowpoke,
the sourness of Micah.
Black Lung.
Is that all you got there, Black Lung?
I hate it. I hate Micah.
Oh, I was
much.
So fucking glad you got to kill him in the end.
Yeah.
The minute it was just like,
I unloaded an entire fucking revolver into his cock.
Oh, me too. Unloaded fully. The minute it got the slow-mo, I'm like, no. I'm making them fucking count. Head, dick, heart, lungs, the gut. You're not getting up.
I would have just shot him in the gut 6 times.
No, you got to make them shots count.
No, I blew his dick off.
Oh, boy.
I mean, if you shoot him in the guts, though, there's no recovering from that. That'll go septic, and he's going to slowly die.
No, his pain is worth it, but at the same time, no, fuck him. He breathed enough air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you don't want to give him the sweet release of death, shooting him in the head. You gotta...
Yeah, that's why I blew his dick off.
Yeah, you gotta make those moments count, Big Red. You can't just give him the sweet release of death. You gotta make him really earn.
He does. The cutscene, he does do like the little walk before he falls.
That whole cutscene reminded me of like the end of like Kill Bill Volume 2.
Yeah.
It was the 5 palm hit?
5-point exploding heart palm technique or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And he just like all just dazed, like, who the hell taught you this? Takes like 5 paces, done.
You ever watch The Whitest Kids You Know?
Yes.
It's been a bit.
There's a sketch where they're like fighting in World War II, and they each get like shot, and they have like just different deaths. And the first guy that gets shot, and he's like, "Avenge me!" And then they start talking shit about him, like he thinks he's the main character in this story. At best, he's a side character. And then the next guy gets shot, does the same thing, and then it gets down to Timmy, and he takes it, blows the back of his head off, and he's like, I don't feel right. Like, dude, you're a brave man. Like, don't do that. All right, I don't want to be like the other guys. Like, no, like you're a tough son of a bitch. You're one of the strongest guys I've ever worked with. Stop. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go lay down now. I feel kind of tired. You go right ahead.
Another game I just thought of for at least a TV series. Doom?
Who would play Doom guy?
Ooh. Carl Urban.
I was just about to say Carl Urban. I'm like trying to think. I'm like, you know what? He did fucking amazing as Judge Dredd, and he knows how to keep the fucking helmet on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
Pablo, what's his name? The guy that plays Mandalorian?
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
That'd be a good one.
I was going to say, in Mandalorian, they make you earn him taking his helmet off.
Mm.
He rarely does it. When he does, it's, mind-blowing every time, in my opinion. But in the Halo series, they just get all willy-nilly with it. He takes it off every time the wind changes directions. And that show is dog shit.
I had already forgotten about that show.
Yeah, I think about it from time to time, and I hear about Halo Infinite. They just get a bad taste in my mouth.
I didn't watch it. All I heard was bad reviews from it. And you know what? I'm good. I don't have to watch this.
I didn't give it the light of day.
No.
Drew loved it, and I was like, "You keep your opinions to yourself because they're fucking dog shit." And that show is awful. I wouldn't even give it the time of day.
Is there any other games you guys could think of that you'd like to see in a TV series?
Yeah, I want Halo to get a proper series. One, true to the lore.
Okay.
And not by some fucking exec dick that thinks he knows what's good for the series.
I think Horizon
Yes.
could really do like a Last of Us kind of show.
Oh, I could see it. That
like, especially season 1, if you focus more on like the lore of season 1, where you find out about Ted Faro and all of that, like I think there's some really interesting stuff you could do there in a show.
I haven't finished the first Horizon game, but it's fun.
Well, she's a bit too old to play Aloy, but like Becky Lynch from WWE would be like the best Aloy.
Agreed.
Though I mean probably based on age, Sadie Sink.
I don't think I've heard of her.
From Stranger Things.
Oh, was she
Max?
Yeah, okay. I was wondering. Yeah, she would be a good Aloy. I did. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go. No, you finish.
I did see her acting in the movie The Whale with Brendan Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
I think she could easily fucking do it.
How is that movie?
It's good. Definitely pulls the heartstrings. But it's good. I enjoyed it. Great film for Brendan Fraser. He fucking deserved those awards easily.
I've only heard great things about that movie.
Yeah, it's really good. I recommend it.
My other game that I would like to see get turned into a show is the Metro games.
Yeah, that would work too.
And I don't care who plays Artyom as long as he does the strong silent type for most of the game and only speaks when it's necessary.
Okay.
Because I mean that's like in the books he kind of talks here and there, but for the most part he just sits in silence, does with this thing. But there isn't much action in the book. But I would like to see more action in the series if they were to go forward with it.
I'm sure with like how some video games are getting, good adaptations in TV shows like Last of Us right now, and then soon to be Twisted Metal in a few months. Who knows? We might get some more TV shows for video games.
I just wonder who they're all going to have in the Twisted Metal series.
I went on a full deep dive, buddy, and I found out who's who and who in the games. Like they're not sticking to one game in the franchise. They're going the entire like universe of Twisted Metal. Like there's characters coming from fucking 3 and 4 that sucked ass on PlayStation 1, which is a ballsy choice in my opinion.
If it works,
like I'll be impressed.
That Hail Mary's gonna pay off.
Yeah, but yeah, good topic, buddy. Good fucking topic. Let's see.
No one else has any ideas for games that they could be. What about the Elder Scrolls games?
Oh God, you want another Game of Thrones? Because that's how you get another Game of Thrones.
Yeah, pretty much. Anything medieval, everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but
they just like, much like George R.R. Martin, they haven't released any new fucking property in over a decade.
That's true. That's not true. They've re-released the same property like it's new.
No.
And they added a few more dungeons the last time around.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. What the fuck, dude?
And they added a fishing mechanic. You know how fucking revolutionary that is? It's dog shit. The fishing in that game is fucking atrocious. I thought it was going to be like, Far Cry 5.
Everyone watching this podcast right now, hearing that, oh, they got fishing mechanics and dungeons, is like slamming their head on the fucking keyboard. But like, it's not worth it.
Game.
Yeah, exactly.
You can play it with mods now.
But yeah, I don't got any ideas for games Really? Well, actually, I do have one more I could think of. Give us a Max Payne TV series. A proper. Fuck off, Mark Wahlberg. That movie sucked.
That movie was absolute. I just watched it recently.
It's shit.
That is time that I wish I would get back. I hated it more than I hated Batman versus Superman. And the best part of that movie was when I got explosive diarrhea.
But like, especially for Max Payne, you can go like that noir detective route with that easily. It could work. I don't know who you can cast to play Max, but I don't know.
You got to find someone that really pulls off that look.
Yeah. No one I can really think of, though.
And they got to have like the voice too. Something real deep.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't
know.
know.
I don't have a good casting option for that, but I'm on board.
Alexander Skarsgård just dye his hair black.
No, I don't think that's not right.
No.
He's got the jawline for it. I mean, you ever seen Max Payne? The dude.
Maybe like a Jake Gyllenhaal?
That would work. I wouldn't say no to that. Because you gotta really like think of the character of Max Payne. Like he lost his wife, his kid. Literally has nothing to fucking lose.
They should give him a partner, and the partner dies right away. To really keep up with everything he's ever been in.
Aside from like The Last of Us.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, like you ever seen any Jake Gyllenhaal movie? His partner always dies.
Wait a fucking minute. I just thought Jarhead for a second there.
Jarhead, his partner kills himself.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler gets his partner shot. I assume that movie that kind of came out within the past couple of years where they rob a bank, and in the trailer his partner's bleeding out and they're in the hospital, they're in an ambulance. Pretty sure he dies. I've heard in the Brokeback Mountain his partner dies in that one too.
Far From Home, he didn't have any partners die in that.
Well, that also wasn't his movie. That was
Marvel,
someone else's.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah.
Bubble Boy.
Oh my god.
Like I said, other than Bubble Boy and October Skies. But like as an adult.
Such a deep
and what was that one movie he was in? Donnie Darko. The girl he likes, she dies.
Not actually, because his death does that at the end of the end.
Well, when one of the timelines, she gets run over by a car and dies.
Captain,
in one of the timelines. Okay, Abed.
So,
Captain, I'm not gonna lie. Every time you grab your drink and swig it back, you go into the cosmos. I'm just like, this is like the new was the fucking iced tea commercials from the 90s. They just fall back in the pool. Yeah. Captain's drinks, he just flies into the cosmos. We can't see him for a little bit.
White Claws are that hard, man.
What about a Way Out? Would that make a good show?
I'm not even familiar with that.
Oh, wait a minute. You and me played that one. That was it was it's from the creator of like It Takes Two, where it's like the co-op kind of game, but this one takes place in like I want to say the 70s.
I want to say I thought like 50s because of like the style, but 70s makes way more sense because they have like
they have
MP5s and shit.
That.
Yeah, they have like MP5s and all that.
Yeah, but like it's set in the 70s, but the whole thing is that like you and this other inmate are breaking out of prison. So it's like Prison Break, really, if you think about it. But
and it's a really fun game.
It's a really fun game, absolutely. But yeah, like I could see something made out of like A Way Out.
Yeah.
I would like to see a good horror series based on Alice Returns.
Oh, yeah.
No, Madness Returns is called. Like, is it going to be very Tim Burton like? Maybe. But I would love to see a good horror series based on that. I love the whole twist of taking something like Alice in Wonderland and making it very gothic, very gruesome, and just disturbing as shit. You know, I welcome that wholeheartedly.
My last thing that I want to throw out.
Yeah, go for
it. The Bad Company games. Battlefield Bad Company.
I mean, we did get Delta Farce.
Yeah, but that's not that's not all that in the bag of chips. No, that's I want a prepper of like Bad Company series. I would watch the hell out of that.
Yeah, and you want to keep the humor in that too, hey?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying you like the donuts with the sprinkles on top? Get your asses over here. This is a stealth mission. Why?
Why?
Yeah, that's my response to anybody. Is like, be stealthy, damn it. I'm like, why? Just give me a gun. Let me go knock some doors in. I don't care.
All right, let's assault that building over there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Well,
have you not seen that, Major? Have you not seen that video?
No.
All right.
Well, I'll define it for you sometime and throw it to you. It's pretty funny.
I'll throw it in the chat right quick. Oh my
wow,
god!
that's a bright impact. Are Martians coming for you? Did Captain pull some strings? Oh man. Okay, so I'll go into my topic here, tie it off this episode with a bow on it. So this topic of mine that I have here kind of came from this most recent reality series I started watching called The Spooky Show 17. And it's a one season reality series based around one of these extreme haunts called the 17th Door. They're based in Fullerton, California. And it's it's these new haunts that, well, can't really say new, they've been around for a while now, but where it's just incredibly intense, where you're literally signing all your rights away, where instead of just having a guy wearing a mask going boo, they're actually grabbing you, they're waterboarding you, they're shocking the shit out of you, they're putting like feces and god knows what in your face and that. And like, my question to you guys, first, would you be ballsy enough to go to one of these and endure the torture? And secondly, do you think it's gone too far, or do you think it's an additional, a next step for thrill seekers?
No to both.
Yeah, I'm kind of with that as well. Like, I understand, like, people need another, like, they need to amp up the fear in haunted houses, but that's too much.
Yeah.
Like, when you're advertised as, like, making Marines cry, I'm like, but why?
And just, it invites the worst people possible to be a part of it.
Yeah, yes. No shit. Well, like, on the reality show, you see, like, the cast members that they get for that.
Yeah.
And you hear them, like, like, oh, it's the best therapy. I can let out my aggression and everything. I'm like, why the fuck did you hire him?
Right.
It's like, he could be waterboarding somebody and then they overdo it. And then next thing you know, like, oh, they killed him. It's like, what? I'm like, no. You couldn't talk me into it. You couldn't fucking pay me to go to one of these extreme haunts. No, like, you see, like, how much, because, like, in the 17th Door, there's 17 rooms of different torture, and you go through all of it. And
is this like a recreation of Hostel?
It almost looks like it, dude, because, like, the thing takes close to, like, 45 minutes to an hour, and you're going from, like, room to room in order. And, like, some of them is just a shock factor, really, like, of just some that really scares the shit out of you. But then there's, like, others where they load up 4 to 5 people in what looks like these, like, steel cupboards or something like that, and a hydraulic lowers them face first, like 90 degrees, into a pool of water that fills up the entire room.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, until, like, they bring them up, like, after, like, holding them underwater for so long. I'm like, fuck no. Like, no. There is a sick game that they have called Circle Circuit, I think it is, where it's like 8, like, if you're with a party of 8, it's a very twisted Mario game, in my opinion. But you're sitting in these chairs, the steel lap bar comes down, and each of you has a keypad. And the thing is that, like, you have like 30 seconds or like 10 seconds to choose who's going to get shocked the most. So, like, if we're sitting in there and, like, Captain and I choose Gnome, Then all of a
I don't know
sudden
why you would do that.
the laser points to the person getting shocked, and they have tasers underneath the seats and the armrests, like shocking the shit out of you. Like, and whoever picked you, that's how many times you're getting shocked.
Well, that actually sounds like a really fun game, honestly.
Oh, I see this. I'm like, this is fucked.
I always thought of the idea of taser roulette. You have a bunch of dead tasers, but one's fully charged, and then you have to zap yourself.
I think Captain Who just froze.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. Okay, he's back. He's back with us.
I'm here.
For a second, you were just kind of frozen in place. I'm just like, oh no, they found him.
He's frozen in time.
Marty, Doc, get in the fucking flux capacitor. Let's do this shit. Help him out. But yeah, it's just, I see like how insane this is, and I'm sure Canada has its fair share of those haunts. Probably just never heard of them. But
how it started off was very innocent. I mean, it was compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
From my understanding, it was just like, it's going to scare the hell out of you. And then every year they ramped it up more and more. And then they're like, well, do you guys like torture?
Yeah. It's weird that like they even try to say like, oh, but like if you give us all, or like some payments for these haunted houses, like, oh, you could just give like cans or bags of dog food or something like that for this shelter, and then you're fine for the coverage. I'm just like, can I just give you the fucking food and not do this? And then like the humiliation thing is that if you actually give the fucking safety word, which I believe is mercy, you lose, you're taken out back, they take a razor, they shave the number 17 in the back of your head. Is like, yeah, you failed and you wussed out.
That went a different direction than I thought you
yeah,
were go.
But
take you out back and they shoot you.
Fuck. That's like the
last thing you hear.
They would if they could.
Mm-hmm.
Not with an actual gun, but with like a paintball gun or something. Like last thing you hear before you get shot. Pussy.
They do have an area called the firing range in that. The whole thing is set up like a prison. Like they have like the whole theme for it. And there's one area where at least it's fun when you revisit the firing range, but you get like the sack put on your head and you're placed against the wall, and like people are like pelting you and shooting you at like with paintball guns mounted on the ledge. But the thing is that like when you've been shot and you walk around and you get eventually back to the firing range, you're the one shooting the next guests that are going through it. So I'm like, cool. Okay, at least there's a bit of fun for like a little bit.
Do they at least put like a mascot, like a paintball mask on too, or is it just a sack?
I think it's just a potato sack from what I see in it.
That's fucking dangerous because you could really lose your eye.
Oh no shit.
And paintballs are not the most accurate thing either. They curve.
No. Like yeah, it's all around intense. Like yeah, I'm with Captain on this one for sure. No fucking way would I do it, and it's way too much, in my opinion.
Now, if they were to like do some simulation things, like like you get into like a coffin, and they make it seem like they're burying you alive. Like I guess like sometimes when coffins get enough dirt on them, they kind of pop and make it like because they're caving in. Simulate that like a hydraulic press or something that just makes it go pop. So you're thinking you're actually getting buried alive.
It wouldn't surprise me if someone's actually made that, Like, it's 2023, dude. I could see it being made. Might not get as much stardom, but goddamn, sweet fuck no. No fucking thank you. Easily. Yeah, I would say just keep it to traditional haunted houses.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna amp it up, like go the way that Universal Studios goes with like their horror nights. Like they got scare zones and that shit's intense as is, but like you have all these like different all these different haunted houses that you can go like full board for horror. And then mind you, it's Universal, they have the money to go all into special effects and any and everything they need to make that happen. But yeah, stick to traditional haunts. This extreme shit, it's gonna get pretty dark.
Someone's gonna die.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if someone's died. It just
I've heard someone have a heart attack, I think, Actually, now that I think about it, I heard someone did have a heart attack at one of them.
That is a lot of fucking stress to put on somebody, and that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Abso-fuck. Wow. Unreal. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of BPGN Podcast. Thank you very much for each and every one of you for tuning in. If you guys are wanting us to talk about any topics in the near future, be sure to throw it in the comments down below. Once again, I am the Big Red Gamer. Alongside with me,
Captain Who.
And alongside with him,
I'm Gnome. Papa Gnome.
You guys all take care. As always, Excelsior.